G'day everyone, welcome to Xrissart. I'm Chrissy. Thanks for joining, and here we are. I'm back. I'm chopping and changing between the two projects that I need to finish. Hi Cherry, how you going? Nice to see you here. Okay, so this is I figured that I won't work on it. Well, it's the wood forest. Fantasy forest project that I'm doing, so I'm just chopping and changing as I said. Hi Chandri, hello to you too. Okay, so I'm going to work on the lady. Now you can see that I've got up here this way, I've got what is it? No, here we go. There she is. I've got, this is my reference, and she's not going to be totally like that. Of course, the lighting is going to change, but it gives you a good idea of what I'm working on here. So, oh, Jelena, hello. Nice to see you. So I better get cracking. And of course, I've got, all the usual things around me, which is my little pastel palette, my brushes, and some the pans that I'll be working on. I'll just put these brushes to the side here, and I figured, well, I'm going to start on her, like on her sleeve. Debbie, hello. Good day. Hello, how you going? Nice to see you here. Wonderful. Okay, so let me just have a look at my reference, and I'll put that up here so I can see what's going on. So the arm. Hope everyone's week has been really good. Hope all is well. Okay, so the colours that I'm going to use, I actually really like the olive. Oh, Rebecca, hello, nice to see you here. The colours that I'm going to use, is Raw Umber Extra Dark. Well, as you can see in the reference, I like that colour, but and I'm going to mix various greens. And what's this one? Okay, yeah, bright yellow green, but extra dark. But you can see that it's like an olive khaki colour, and of course, all of these colours really go nicely. In fact, I might make it even a little bit more on the green side. And of course, I don't have to do exact what's in the reference, but I thought I'd show you what I'm working on. Dee, hello. Okay, so I'm going to start with the sleeve, and I'm not going to touch her face. What am I thinking with doing small faces? I've been doing, apart from like the portraits that I've been doing, what is it with the small faces that I keep on? I don't understand why I do that to myself. Okay, Rebecca, hello. Okay, question. Thank you for giving me something to look forward to. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad you're here, Rebecca. You know what? Fire away your questions. If you've got them, fire away. Yeah. Now the surface here is Pastelmat, which you all know. I've got this magic love affair with it. But the colour is dark grey, and it is not the board. It is the paper. Some people have, and I wanted to talk. Some people have mentioned about the curling of the paper. Well, it does curl. And I think we've talked about this in the past as well. Like, it's curling for me now. I've got it taped, but on this side where you can't see, oh, there it is there. You can't see it, but it is curling. So just think of that as normal. I don't know why. It could be moisture. After the packaging, all our homes or our art spaces have probably got certain moisture. I put it down to the moisture that it curls. Jelena says, I'm going to try to do 3 things at the same time. Interact in this stream, watch a film, and do some art. Okay. Well, you know what? You're a woman, Jelena. You can do things like that. Remember, the females, we can do so many things. G'day, Nanette. Hello. Yeah, that's right. You go, girl. That's exactly right. Well, I'm sure that I'm hoping that the weather for the northern hemisphere is going to start to get warmer for you. It's starting to sort of, you know, not cool down, but you know, the temperature definitely has changed for us. Okay, we can. That's right, Jelena, we can. It's the way our brains work, hey? Yeah, that's right. Oh, I'm just wondering now if you hear sounds again. If you hear sounds, I've got birds going on. I just heard a cockatoo. There we go. There's the cockies. There they go. Yeah. G'day, Arnie. Hello. Nice to see you. Nice to see you here. Okay. All right. Different colours that I'm using. Let me see if you can. Oh yes, you can see that. Okay. And just these are all just base colours here. Yeah, it's raining a lot here in the UK. Oh, yeah. So you know what? So long as it doesn't rain, I think that's the thing. You know, I'm okay with other things. Yeah, I'm okay with. Well, the temperature is going to be the temperature, but so long as it doesn't rain too much. I mean, we need water. I know we need everything in moderation. Hey. Okay, we had weird weather. Tomorrow it might snow, and Monday 22. Oh my gosh, that's so weird, Chandri. 1 minute it's hot, 1 minute it's freezing. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're mind you, we do get snow. Of course, we get snow. It's all there are the mountainous parts here in Australia, and it's usually like the southern part of Australia. Oh, hello, Nior. Hello. That morning, okay, that morning in home office, I had a phone call. Was writing a mail and taught my son math. Yeah, well, you know, the many things that we do, don't we? We're parents and teachers. And how are you, Neil? Oh, Cherry, we had hailstones earlier. Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There are certain areas like this. Her fabric is really interesting. And I'm just looking at it as shapes and just going very, very slow because there are creases, and I want to show the different creases in the garment that she's got on, and so but just blocking. Hopefully I'm going to finish this. Yeah. Oh, there they go. I can hear them. Yeah. Oh, and I've got some news for you actually. I'm a grandmother again. I'm a grandmother again. I haven't posted anything on Facebook because I'm waiting for my daughter to, you know, the parents to post first, but I can share this here. So, you know, yeah, my daughter just had another little girl, and her name is Penelope, and I'm very, very excited. So, very, very excited. Yeah. Yeah. So that should keep my daughter busy, hey? This is number 3 child for her. She's been having kids one after the other, and she wants to get them all out of the way, over and done with. Yeah. So... yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all for your congratulations. Yeah, so that's my news. That's my exciting news. More can I? Oh, and I've been and I'm going to talk about this. You know, shut me up. And if it's too boring, shut me up. But just talking about my cards as well, like my card project, and I'm going to, and I know I don't want to bore people either, but just wanted to let you know that the project is going pretty good, and I've been posting things that I've got, things that I'm playing around with in my head, and I think I've got, and it's, you know, I've been talking to the printer as well, and putting the symbols and the fonts together, so it's all going really, really well. And I post a card every now and again, so for those who haven't seen or don't know, and I do apologize for the ones that do, so, but it's really interesting when I look at my artwork, and sometimes I think there are cards which I think I'd like to do again, but I'm not going to. And I've just evolved as an artist since the time that I've been painting those, and putting them together is actually an absolute joy, to be honest. Yeah, Penelope. She'll probably get Penny. I'm sure she'll get Penny a lot at school or something like that. I reckon she would. Your cards are absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's a project that's been hanging around for a while. It's not one of those ones where you finish a painting and that's the end of the project. There's a lot more that I have to consider. The artwork is actually the easy part, to be honest. Yeah. And there's a lot who have seen that project evolve. What are you going to do with the markers? Who's getting markers? Who's got markers? Rebecca. Rebecca, you bought markers. Yes, exactly. How are you going to use them? Thank you, Cherry. Yeah. Okay. Neil, you tried to get a cube of paper. It took me hours to get it into shape. Yeah, well, all depends. I think the environment has a lot to do with it. You know, the moisture in the air and trying to get it to be flat, and put lots of books on it, stack a lot of books on it. Yeah. Yeah, just applying layers here. I'm actually also thinking perhaps maybe in the next stream I might do this. I was actually very close to just using, apart from these two projects, and I know that I shouldn't start anything new, but just for the for the purposes of the stream, I was actually going to do a small portrait, but I wanted, because I paint tightly all the time, but I wanted to use soft pastels to paint a portrait, and just to do strokes, to do a make it loose, you know. And I think painting loosely is a lot more difficult than painting tightly. Hi Kathy, hello, how you going? I just ordered a projector, Arnie says. I just ordered a projector. I can't wait for it to arrive. Like using it for line drawing. Yes, yeah, oh yeah, you can do so much. Nanette says, I'm doing 3 things too. Watching this, drinking water, and petting my cat, feeling pretty good about myself. That's right. You know, that's right, that's right. You know, the brain is moving. All different parts of the brain is thinking about other things. That's right. Yeah, so I want to try some, I wanted to try some, you know, some loose stuff. And I haven't painted with the soft pastel sticks in such a long time. And so I just wanted to do, you know, some soft, sorry, I've lost my words. Some loose painting with the pastels, just strokes. And, you know, and I know I'll get to the point where I'll want to go into detail, but the idea is just to do something loose. Yeah. Do you ever get caught up with that? I mean, if you're a person that paints tightly, do you get caught up with that? Yeah. Just mixing here, because I just don't want to lose my map too here. So now you wouldn't believe it. Now I hope that you can see. I hope that you can see the line drawing. You know what? This has been around for such a long time, and my lines have not disappeared with time. The only time it's going to disappear is when I work on top of it. So I just also wanted to tell you that transferring the image with its transfer paper by Xrissart, and it's the white one, because there's white and graphite. And I must say, the lines are still there, so, you know. Chrissy, Nanette says, let me see, Van Doom. Oh, Van Doom, hello. Hello, I want to take a look. I am Maria. Oh, okay, Maria from the Netherlands. Okay, Maria. Welcome, nice to see you here. Nanette says, Chrissy, I find I'm using my sticks more and more. Yeah, well, you know, this is what I wanted to do. I just, you know, because I know that I can do this, okay, you know what I mean? I feel pretty confident that I can do this, but the loose stuff is one that I'm not, I'm not going to say not confident, but it's something that I don't do very often. So it's something that I'd like to have a crack at. Yeah. Okay, Neil says, the last 2 weeks I use very often my coloured pencils. Okay, tried to get more skills in blending. Yeah, oh well, you know, and it's a different medium with the coloured pencils, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, different, and you apply your, you know, your techniques different too for every medium, that's for sure. You know, and you'll have to post and share your art with Xrissart and show us all your works in progress. So, you know, okay. You're not going to believe this, but this is just like a shape, but it really is a hand. A hand. Good luck with that, Chrissy. Hey, all these unusual shapes. Cherry says, I tried loose painting first, but it looked a mess. Prefer details. I understand. Well, you know, and that's why I think loose is definitely harder than tight painting, because, Totally get it. Totally get it. Chandra says, oh gosh, Loki is talking back to the birds. Can you hear that? You know what? The doors are closed, like the glass doors are closed. I cannot believe that your bird can hear that, or you can hear that. Wow. Okay, Maria says, are you using special brushes? Okay. Well, they're not. Well, the brushes that I'm using are ones that I've been talking about and always talk about, and these are synthetic. These ones here, they're synthetic painting brushes. This one is a makeup brush. This is a brush which I've cut down, and the reason why I've got a little tape here is that I know that these are for the pan, so I don't get them mixed up with anything else. But special brushes, I've got all kinds. Yes. And it's all about the bristle, okay? It's all about the bristles. But yes, I enjoy painting pans this way. But yeah, no. Rebecca says, Chrissy, I have a pouch that I attach to my wheelchair inside a small sketchbook and a set of pencils. Whenever I'm waiting in doctor's office or line, I take it out and do some. Oh yes, that's wonderful. That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I've got a bag already packed, and I've got art stuff in there. So if I know that I'm going to be waiting somewhere, like yourself, like you mentioned, yeah, I'd like to be able to just pull it out and just muck about. It's usually for me. I like to do, because I like the colouring in books as well, and so I've got a colouring in book, and I just yeah, I do that. Okay, Rebecca says, yeah, let me see. Oh, yeah, he could for a minute. There was a bunch of loud, cute ones. Yes, if I stay quiet, you'll hear them. The birds. Oh, there they go. Yeah. Cherry says, yeah, a couple of makeup brushes fell into my trolley when I went shopping. Damn those those brushes, yes. They just happened to, yeah, that's it. I mean, I've gotten a lot from the supermarket. That's where I've been getting mine. Niels, there it goes. It's just flying. There's a whole heap of them flying over. Neil says, Chrissy, it will take still more time. I have a colouring in book from World of Warcraft. Ooh. And working on the gnome coat of arms. Ooh. I did the Alliance. Coat of arms with PanPastels last year. Wow, with Pan. Okay. Chandra says, yeah, they're having a weekend. Yeah, well, they are. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah, the birds are, yes, they're very noisy. In fact, they're very annoying sometimes too, because they'll eat your fruit trees, and if you've got them, but they're beautiful to look at, I gotta say. Okay. That's dark. Did I pick up something dark here? Yeah. And as you can see, it's blotchy. So So Maria, if you're using this technique, and if you're painting on Pastelmat, as you can see, it's really blotchy, and that's because Pastelmat allows for many layers. So remember that, and just keep on layering. If you think, oh, this is not going right, just keep on going. You will get to where you need to be with them. If all you got to do is just keep on going. Okay. Nanette says, Chrissy, do the birds migrate to a warmer climate in winter? No. Well, you see, the climate here is, I mean, in wintertime it does get cold, of course, but they're still around. No, they don't migrate. I mean, what they do is they just go looking for nectar on the trees, like depending on what bird it is. But pretty much most of them are here all year round. Neo says, I have 3 budgies, common parakeets, yeah. We say Valenstich, what is it? Velenstich. Is that how you pronounce it? I know that the W is a V. Isn't it? I'm pretty sure. I know I butcher things. I butcher sayings and stuff like that, but yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I was just thinking of a project, a very simple project, and it's just gonna just using soft pastels, as I said before. I'm just going to go whoosh, whoosh, not even, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, not worry about the detail. Say it in Greek. I wouldn't know how to say that in Greek, Nanette. The bird, I don't know how you say like the different bird species, but I can say bird in Greek, and that's puli. Puli, or pulaki is like a little bird. Pulaki and puli, yeah. I wouldn't know how to say the species, what they're called, but yes, there you go. There you go. Cherry says, Chrissy, I found some micro applicators, and I'm trying them out for tiny details with pans. Ooh, you know what? If you try them, and I would really, really like to know what your impressions are, and yeah, report back. I would really love to know, and maybe you can share this on share your art with Xrissart, the Facebook page, and maybe on Patreon, because you're a patron. Maybe you can, for those who aren't on Share Your Art, that are on Patreon, yeah, vice versa, please share. Nolani, hello. Chrissy, will it be a stick figure then? Kathy, yeah, well, let's hope not, hey? Let's hope not. Okay, Maria says, I only have used the original for PanPastels. I want to try this. Yes. Go ahead, but remember, blotchy, because look how blotchy this is, okay? When I say layers, I mean like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers. Like, and of course, it all depends how light you are when you're applying. All depends how light-handed, I mean to say. Yeah. So, that... Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. I've gone into the hand. Okay, this is where your kneadable or kneaded eraser comes in handy. I've gone in to where I shouldn't have. And you know, thankfully, I mean, thankfully and gratefully, pastels are forgiving, and Pastelmat is too. So I will lift that off because this area here is the hand, part of the hand. I just went into one of her knuckles. Okay, I've always wanted a parrot, but they are so messy, and I have to keep my house too cold for a bit. Yeah, well, you know what? I don't have that problem because they're all over the place here, so I don't need a cage. I feel like I'm in a great big aviary, you know, like sometimes in a great big aviary. Oh, and it's lovely to, you know, I like the sound of birds, to be honest. Yeah. And then it says, Chrissy, will you remind me again what you are painting? Is this a new one for the deck, or is it a do-over? No. Okay, I'll show you which one it is. Although this painting is going to be part, I mean, it is part of the whole collection, but it's not going to be a card. Just so you can see, either you'll know which one this is when I do this. Okay, so you know that this is the painting. This is the one that I need to finish. But which is also a part of the big project, because with the card project, I still need to have other paintings for marketing and for show and for prints. Yeah, hang on, I'll put everything back. Here we go. Yeah, and this portion of it, she is a you know, she's an elf, really. She's got, but you can't see behind the bow, but she's a dwarf, and I don't know if I'll be able to capture that she is not a dwarf. Oh my gosh, an elf. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Elf. Yeah. So it's all part of that. G'day Angie, hello, nice to see you here. Dino, good morning to all the people around the world. Hello sweetheart, how you going? Nice to see you here. Oh everyone, Dean is my nephew, so I like it when family come in. I always say that, don't I, Dino? Okay, there. This is where I need to be. Okay. Oh, I do not need... Yeah, it's... I know I was saying something. I can't... Now I've forgotten what I've said. Okay. Okay, is this a new one for the deck, or is it a do-over? Yeah. And Rebecca says, Chrissy, I imagine the strokes with the pastel sticks will look sort of watercolorish. Yes. Yeah, it'd be, yeah, loose. So, I mean, wish me luck on that. I mean, every time I try to do something like that, it doesn't turn out the way I want to, and then I end up painting tightly again. But I'm going to refrain. But I want it to look like something. I don't want it to look like a big hot mess that that I'm prone to do sometimes when I'm attacking a different technique. Yeah. Okay, let me just pull this out here. Yeah, see how it's blotchy. See, Maria, maybe you can see how blotchy it is. So remember, when you're doing this, But the surface Pastelmat, I mean, it doesn't let me down. It doesn't let, the surface won't let you down. And also another surface that if you don't have Pastelmat, I mean, UArt with this technique is okay too. So, yeah. Yeah. And this, and also too, like for the brushes, and everyone works differently, so I have to, I appreciate that, but it's all about the bristles too. So even if you find a brush like a synthetic acrylic painting brush, and you like the bristles on that, you like the bristles in the brush, cut it down to the shape that you want to work, you know, like try things like that. Angie says, Chrissy, are you going to try some pastel sticks freehand? I arrived a bit late and trying to understand. Yeah, well, as you know, I paint quite tightly, but I'm going to paint on a live stream, and it might be next week. It's just like a little A4 portrait, but what I wanted to do is use soft pastels and just do a loose painting. Try not to paint tightly. It's a nice change to do that from time to time, changing your techniques. So this is what I want to do. Let me just do this. Let me just... Just want to move it because I want to get down to her belly. I want to get down to here, and I want to make sure that you're seeing what I'm doing. Neil says, Chrissy, did you use PanPastel on Clairefontaine mixed media paper? No. This is Pastelmat. Clairefontaine Pastelmat. I love to use the paint, or have I used, you're asking me, have I used it on mixed media paper? I know, I don't. Has Clairefontaine got a mixed media paper? I know that they've got watercolor papers, pastel papers. I'm going to check that out. I love to use the paint on my coloured pencil drawings. Never tested it. Okay. All right. I'm going to have a look to see if I've got that. I don't think I've had that paper. No. That might be nice. Yes, no, I see what you mean now. I understand. Nanette says, Chrissy, do you have pastel sticks or will you need to go shopping? No more shopping. Oh my gosh. I have spent so much money on stuff that it would be shameful for me to go out and buy some more. Yeah, I don't have everything, but no, I'm not going to do that. I've got pastel sticks enough to keep me going. Yes. Good question. I like that one. Okay, here in Germany, it's called Panon. Oh, I've probably butchered that, hey? I'm pretty sure I've butchered that. Yeah. Okay, there's a paper Chrissy. There's a paper Chrissy hasn't got. Well, Cherry. Oh gosh, and to think, I mostly use, well, let's just say I'm stocking up, eh? Yeah. I know. I'm gonna check that out. Clairefontaine, but you know what? Clairefontaine makes so many papers. If you go on their website, like I've been on their website, and I'm thinking to myself, and just when I think I've got a lot, and that's just one manufacturer. Like, you couldn't possibly get paper from every manufacturer. I mean, of course it's possible, but jeepers creepers, that's, yeah. It is a lot. Yeah. The T is missing. Oh, Penon. Okay. Penon. Here in Germany, okay. Okay. Angie says, Chrissy, yes, it's good to do, yeah, various techniques. I bounce around and find it help. Yeah, because I think then it gets you back on track with something that you normally do, like your usual style, and it's nice to do something different like that. Yeah. Yeah, so next week, this is what I'm thinking of doing. I know what I just picked up, yeah. The first few layers really aren't, I mean, they're not as important as when you're working through towards like the last, say, 30%, because, or half of the time I'm still trying to get blocked down. So at the moment it's just blocking down and making sure that I've got things in the right area. Sorry, colors in the right values in the right area, so I don't lose my place, because, and she's got a lot going on, like on the top half of her body here, so that's just, she'll have to try it by the next stream, and she'll show us all the other stuff that fell into her cart. Oh, yeah. Well, I did go to my place. I did go to my art place yesterday, and you know what? Believe it or not, I walked out and I didn't, because I was looking for one particular item and it wasn't in stock. So I have to wait. And so I didn't buy any art piece or any art supply. So you know what? You're gonna have to congratulate me on that. But yes. Okay. It's nice and not really expensive. 40 sheets, 250 GSM, 115 pound. Okay. Are we talking about the mixed media paper, Neil? Is that what we're talking about? Jelena says, I'm now going to try and do a little landscape with 3 pigment with these pigment markers. Okay. Oh, you were talking about. Okay. You have to share, Jelena. You're going to have to show us. Yeah, I haven't been into the pigment markers myself. Oh my gosh, that's like that's just a whole new technique, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, gotcha. All right, well, I'm going to have a look and where I buy my paper and see. I could have sworn that I had bought every bit of paper that the shop where I go to. I thought I Yeah, I thought I had everything there, but obviously not. Didn't know about that one. Caught me by surprise. I love paper. It's just an obsession. Okay, getting out my little brush here. One of my little brushes I want to get into. And this is the thing with the brushes. You get into bits where you normally can't get with the soft tools. Although the soft tools have their place as well. Like, what I'm trying to say is that I use everything. Everything. Okay. Yeah, this is the bit where everything is a shape, and not to look at it as a hand or, you know, part of the shoulder. None of that. It's all shape. Okay. Yeah. Neil says, Chrissy, I was looking for a good paper, not too expensive, to use for coloured pencil, gouache and aquarelle pencils. Oh, yes. On it. So I use Pastelmat only for pastels and watercolour paper for... Yes. And I quite understand the thinking with that too. I do understand. Because you want like a good all-round paper that, like, I mean, apart, I'm not talking about now for pastels, for Pastelmat, but when you're searching other papers, when you want to do other mediums, like you mentioned, gouache and all of that, like gouache, watercolor, colored pencil, yeah, you would, yeah, you'd be on the hunt to find a good paper. Steve, hello. I'm a little late, but g'day. Oh, well, g'day to you too. Hey, hope you're feeling well today. Nice to see you. Oh. Okay, I'm persuaded by my husband that I need a set of Derwent pastel pencils for my birthday next month. You know, we talked about this last week, and you know what? At the moment, my pockets are empty, but that is something which I want to get. I want to get, because I know we talked about the new formula, so I think I'm going to get that. So, but I want to find it, I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. Yes. Okay, Nanette says, yeah, you really do need them. My birthday is next month too, and I'm still deciding what I need. Yeah. And it's not as if you're not going to use them. Seriously now. Hey, when you think about things like that, when you start talking, you talk yourself into it. Well, I do. Okay. Okay. Kathy says, hey happy housewives, ask your husbands, do you want to eat tonight? If so, stop whinging. You have needs, as so do I. You know what? I never looked at it quite like that, but yes. Well, you know, I'm not quick enough. Neil says, Chrissy, I am really, so I will not buy expensive papers for these techniques, but I learnt cheap paper gives me, yes, is it not working? Right. I understand what you're trying to tell me. It doesn't matter what level you're at, Rick, what level you're at. If your material is good, and like buy one sheet and cut it up in little 5x7s, for example, and practice your technique on that, because and of course the others will tell you, I'm pretty sure that they will, that not so much if it's less expensive, but it's not going to it doesn't have to be really expensive, but it has to be a good quality art supply, like a good quality substrate, a good quality pastel pencil, or, you know, you're better off doing that. I understand that, you know, if your finances don't allow you to do that, I get that. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, because it's not going to, well, it's not going to help you. I hate to say it like that, but yeah, I mean, if you can work your way around it, by all means. Steve says, Chrissy, how's things going with all the flooding and the avalanche of bugs, spiders, snakes in your neck of the world? Yes, well, it stopped raining after like a couple of weeks of it. It just stopped raining. Floods. When we say floods, we've got a place in my state. They call it. There are certain dams which service areas for water and stuff like that. And there's one particular dam. It's called Warragamba Dam, and it's in New South Wales. And it overflowed. Like they were showing the dam overflowing and coming down, and you know, water coming down like a huge waterfall. So, you know, when that happens, you know that there's a lot of water. But that area is not near me. I'm on the northern part, the mid-north coast, and it just, you know, roads were broken up, you know. The land was breaking underneath, but luckily I'm fine. I'm good. All is well here. You know, just a bit wet, drying off now. You know, because where my place is situated high, it's high up, so I'm very, very lucky. As far as the creatures, you know, I reckon they would have been washed away, but I reckon they'll find their way back to where I live. Yes, but thank you so much for asking. Yeah. There's always snakes and spiders. I just can't do the snakes. I just can't do it. Yeah, it just. Well, spiders I'm okay with. It's the snakes I can't deal with. Okay, Neil says, Chrissy, I tried it with the Alliance coat of arms on cheap pastel paper and did the same on Pastelmat. It was a really huge difference. That was my lesson for paper and cost. Yes. Yeah, see, and well, you played around and you discovered it and experimented and you discovered it yourself. I don't even need to tell you. It's a huge difference. And the experience is so much nicer when you get like a nice quality paper. I think the paper is probably the most important, or the substrate, or the surface is always, for me, it's more important. Then comes all the other stuff. Because you're working on the surface. If it's not going to, I don't know, you need the surface to work for you. Yeah. Yeah. And then once you get in the groove of how something works, then you start to feel better about yourself, and then you start to want to practice more, and you know, one thing leads to another, and you just keep on building, and you keep on building a technique, and then all of a sudden you found that sweet spot of between surface materials, art supplies, and you go, yep. And you get a little bit more confident, and yeah. But it's all a journey. I find it's all a journey. So yeah, it's all a nice journey. I don't think I've ever seen anyone, I mean, of course there is the odd exception, but I don't think everyone that's picked up a pencil or a brush has managed to do something magnificent from the get-go, you know. It's all a learning process. Yeah. Yeah. And you don't need much. Like you don't need a lot of anything. I mean, don't look at me. I'm just, for me it's an obsession. But you know, if you have like 3 or 4 good brushes, you know, all kinds of thicknesses, you can do quite a lot, you know. Yeah. And just a handful of pans, or you know, or for colored pencils, just a handful of colored pencils. If you know to blend, I would be better off getting, you know, 6 really good colored pencils, really a very artist quality colored pencils, than say 24 low quality pencils. And I would prefer to work with just the 6 and blend. Experience will be so much better. And you know, if you know, sometimes if finances is an issue, maybe you just buy, go to your art store and buy maybe, you know, 1 or 2 colored pencils. It's like a cup of coffee, isn't it? If you're going to a cafe, it will cost you that much, wouldn't it, to get a cup of coffee? So, you know, Neil says, Chrissy, my son is starting now the learning process. He is crying. I can't paint. And I tried to get him in that he only needs to keep on, only that he will get better. Yes, he is seeing my Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. I want to do, so that's this is the bow. This is part of her. This is part of her. And this is her. She's got her belt. And yeah, just blocking in at the moment. And I'm not doing the exact colour. I've decided to change it up. Yep. And that bit there is light, so I'll just leave that there. And this bit here is light too, but this isn't. Oh, hang on, you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Oh, fell down. Oh no, here we go, we're back. Yeah, so yeah. This particular brush is actually quite good. I've actually fallen in love with this one. It's really, it's the bristles, okay? It's picking up the pigment, and it's picking up quite a bit of pigment to the point where it all depends what which area I've selected and how much of the pigment that I want to put down. So if I wanted to lightly with this, well, this is what I'm thinking is with this bristle, so if I've picked too much, then I can just dab on my paper towel. So there's always that as well. And I want to mix. Here we go. See what I mean? It picks up quite a lot of pigment, this particular bristle. And that's what it is. It's also getting to know your tools, isn't it? Yeah. And this part is light as well. And of course this process is messy. It's not supposed to be, but I make it messy. But I like the results I'm getting. Yeah. I've just got to be careful just down here, the string, and it just the string is up behind, and she's pulling it back, so then there's the string there. Yeah. Yeah. Can I ask a question? For those of you who like you paint and draw, do you have any other hobbies that you enjoy apart from art? Because I know that there's a few photographers here. I know that our friend Abigail, she likes to take photos, and I know that Chandri likes to take photos, but that's just another hobby. So what other hobbies do you have, or that you enjoy? I mean, you don't, I mean, you may not have time to do them, but if you've got any hobbies that you enjoy apart from art. Okay, every single other creative hobby, yeah. Do the clocks change in Australia, or have they already? No, they haven't changed yet, Cherry, so we're going to change, I think it's, I've got to have a look when it is. If it's not this weekend, it's next weekend. I've got to have a look. I've got to Google it, actually. But yes, no, our clocks haven't changed. Ours is at the end of, usually at the end of March. So hopefully time might be a little bit better for you as well. Nanette says, I spin, weave, knit and bind books. Yes, you do bind books. I've seen your books. They're beautiful. Spin, weave? Do you really? Do you really spin your own wool? You're a clever woman. My gosh. Okay, I've been doing kickboxing for over 20 years now. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Love that. Kickboxing. Oh, then I wouldn't want to mess with you in a dark alley, would I, Jelena? Wow, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, bookbinding is so beautiful. Yes, it is. You make jewels. You make jewelry, Maria. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. Chandri says, oh, you're changing your clocks this weekend. Okay. Nior says, I play handball, goalkeeper on the field. Oh, really? Oh, that's fantastic. Gosh. I was knitting and learning crochet, but my hands got too painful with the arthritis. Okay. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I'm hoping that that doesn't happen for me. Iris, all hail the Queen of Pastels. Hello, my dear. Nice to see you here. Hope all is well. How is Italy today? Tell me, do. One of these days I'm going to visit Italy. That would be one of the places that I'd really want to visit. Yes. And that's the bow there. Okay. Wow, it's hard to teach patience. I read an article once that karate actually helps with that and all sorts of other things. Attention, discipline. Yes, it would, wouldn't it? And respect too. It teaches you respect. I can do a lot of different crafts. Well, yes, you can. You've got a lot of supplies to do that too, haven't you? Okay, hello, my dear. Italy is still crappy, but if you visit, I will be your tour guide. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Annette says, Chrissy, when you go, be sure you feed those pigeons in St. Mark's. Oh, okay. And make sure your husband gets pictures. Oh, wow. Is that where the big fountain is? Is that in Rome? Is that the place that you mean? I'm thinking, is that where you mean? I'm gonna have to. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. Okay. Okay. My craft name for selling was a decraft textress. Oh, okay. Decraft. Okay, it's almost a tongue twister. Yeah, I can do many crafts, but I have now learnt to narrow it down. Yeah. Ooh. I think bookbinding is something which I'd really like to get into. No, Venice. Oh, okay. All right. In Venice. Okay. I haven't travelled to Italy, so I don't know. So pardon my ignorance. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Rebecca says, Chrissy, I used to cross stitch. I do too. I've got an unfinished cross stitch that I have had that's been unfinished for years, but it's still there because I know that I want to get to it. Yes, and I used to do embroidery and I used to do quilting as well. Yes. Oh, that's nice. Okay, the stitch, but the arthritis is the issue here too. Yeah, I meditate though. It helps. Oh, okay. Helps with the pain. Okay, and I'm just kidding. Those pigeons are horrendous. Oh, okay. Okay, would love to treat you to the best restaurants. St. Mark's is in Venice. The big fountain is in Rome. Yeah, I was thinking of the big fountain in Rome. That's what I was thinking of. Yes, but what Nanette was saying is a different thing altogether. Yeah. Okay. I've tried needle felting. Needle felting. I think I've seen that. Is that one where you just pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out, pop in? Like it's almost needle felting. I think that's what it is, isn't it? I don't even know if I'm explaining this correctly. But I think I know what you mean, Jelena. Steve says, Chrissy, another hobby I have is putting balloons in street drains around this town I live in. Scares the crap out of people. Interesting hobby, Steve? Interesting hobby? Yes? Yeah, it's nice to have hobbies. It's nice to have things that you enjoy that you can occupy your time. It's really, really important. I think it helps with sanity, doesn't it? And sometimes gives you purpose too. Yeah. Yeah, you use a stabbing motion. I think I've seen it, yes. Cherry says, I started marquetry some years ago. It's still good. It's still around somewhere unfinished. Marquetry. Cherry, can you explain to me what marquetry is? Do you mean like as in, not macrame? No, it's not. Could you explain what that is? Marquetry. Okay, my lovely dear, I must go to bed past 11 and way too much wine. Hopefully catch up soon. Lots of love to everyone. Iris, thank you so much, sweetheart. You're such a dear. Thank you for popping by. Okay, marquetry is little bits of wood that makes a picture. Oh. Oh, is it? Oh, you know what, Cherry? Oh, you know what? It would be lovely if you could share your art with Xrissart and show us a picture of that. That is really, really interesting. It's like almost like a mosaic type thing. Is that what I know? I mean, marquetry and mosaic different, but as in wood. Chrissy, Steve says, okay. Chrissy's, Steve says, I'm not sure about the sanity, but I keep Stephen King IT on people's mind. Yes, that's right. In the drain, isn't it? Yeah, I can't watch those anymore. I can't watch those. Kathy says, okay, you have to wear a clown outfit to do that. Yeah, the question, is that coming from Indonesia, marquetry? Interesting. Okay, here I am. Oh, I need to get back to this. And you know what I used to do when I was a young girl? I haven't done this in I don't know the last time. I used to do macrame too when I was a young girl, and I used to make lovely chokers, and it was all such a I used to love doing that, and I used to wear the chokers. Well, you know what? This is back in the 70s. Okay, so showing my age here. Yes. Yeah, but I used to enjoy all that, all the beads and all of that stuff. Gosh, that's going back a bit, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so I did, I've done macrame. Did all sorts of crafts when I was younger. But nothing really stuck like art does, like what I'm doing now. This is something that is part of me. Yeah. Very gothic chokers, yeah. Yeah, but they were different coloured. They were, okay, okay, I don't know where it is. After we moved house, it's veneer. Thin slices of different wood that you glue together. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll have to look it up. Yes. Going back to what you were saying, gothic chokers. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Different coloured though. And I loved them. Oh my gosh. So it's almost like plaiting hair, isn't it? Macrame. D. Chrissy, gave all my tools away, but I used to do kumihimo. My gosh, now you have to explain that one to me. And hopefully I've said it right. Kumihimo. Ooh. Oh, please explain what that is. Rebecca says, Chrissy, I've always been fascinated by macrame and knot art. Yes, it's lovely. Nanette says, yeah, it is. Nanette says, I took a course on manuscript illumination once. Loved it, but never did anything with it. Oh my gosh, what is that? What is manuscript illumination? Oh. I also, Rebecca says, I also used to do block block art and loved it. Wow. Okay, can't wait for you to explain that, Dee. Yeah, that's it. Kumihimo. Oh gosh. We have crocodile. Kathy says we have. Okay, Kathy. Oh yes, yeah, we have crocodiles in our gutters when it floods. Oh, don't tell them that, Kathy. Crocodiles. Only if you were in the Northern Territory, I would think. Like in the northern part of Australia, not the southern part of Australia, surely. Steve says, Chrissy, on the more adult side of the conversation, I dab in writing and I'm an avid reader. Writing. I would love for you to share some of the things that you write. Is it poetry, Steve? Or is it just what's on your mind? Nice to know. Okay. Jelena says doing 3 things at once is working well. Go, Jelena. Go. Dee says, Chrissy, it is a Japanese technique of braiding strands using a special style loom. That would be lovely. Now, how did you find that? How did you stumble on that? That's very interesting. Very nice. I thought it might have been something Asian, of course, with a name like, hang on, what was it? I've lost where it, I'm just having a look in the chat what it's called again. Kumihimo. Yeah. I read books about the plague. I don't know why, but I've probably read everything out there. Oh my gosh. Well, then you would know a lot about pandemics, wouldn't you? Yes. Yeah, the plague. Interesting. I've always wanted to do tatting and lace. Oh, yes. My grandmother on my mother's side, I know, did things like that. And it's beautiful and delicate. Yes. Kathy says, Chrissy, can toads? Oh, sorry. Cane toads have found their way into New South Wales, so why not crocs? Well, yes. Oh. Cane toads is a very big problem. For those who don't know, it's a very big problem in Queensland, and it's like pandemic proportions. Like, they're just everywhere. It is just horrible, and it's it's like the cockroaches here in New South Wales. Like, I know there's cockroaches everywhere, but in New South Wales it's like that. Whereas the cane toads, they're dreadful. Yes, and they've actually, yes, I have heard that they're venturing their way down to New South Wales, which is a pain. Yes. Well, the crocs, let's just hope they stay up there in the northern part of New South Wales, in the northern part of Australia, where it's away from us. That's all I need to worry about, a croc, walking along. And I'm not far away from the lake, so fancy that. No way. Sometimes, Steve says, sometimes I do poetry and sometimes short stories. Ooh, short stories. What do you like to write about, Steve? You have me interested. Dee says, Chrissy, I had a friend that was a textile major in college. She had all kinds of interesting things to try. It was fairly popular when the kids were younger. Yes. I found that I did a lot of stuff when I was a young girl, but that is really extraordinary. Very, very nice. That'd be something to do. Neil says, after pandemic, maybe I will start again with Kyudo. Now my son is old enough to not to run into a shortened arrow. Okay, Kyudo, please explain. Oh, I must admit, I'm not very worldly, it seems. I don't know this. This is one. Kyudo. Neil, please explain what that is. Oh, here we go. Kathy, really? I wrote scripts for short comedy acts years ago and performed in nearly all of them. So much fun, but life got in the way. Oh, that explains the humor. That explains the wit. I knew it. I knew it. That's pretty good. Gosh, that's cool. Wow. That's a real good art form, script writing for in comedy shows. Jeez. Chrissy, Cherry says, Chrissy, okay, Dee says, gotta run, time for dinner. Okay, Dee, thank you so much for popping by. Thank you for keeping me company and keeping us all company. Okay, again. Sorry, back to Cherry. Cherry says, Chrissy, I don't think you should get a job in the Australian Tourist Board. No, I shouldn't, because I don't promote. I'm telling people don't come to Australia because of all of these bloody animals, these deadly animals, these venomous animals. Neil says, Kyudo is a Japanese bow. Oh, Japanese bow shooting. Is this the one where it's flat? Not like this lady who is like this? Are we talking that way? You know what I mean? Flat, not upright, horizontal, not, oh. Is that it? Okay. 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 Steve says, Chrissy, I saw a special about the cane toad there in Australia and just how fast they are taking over and how deadly they are to all. Yes, the flooding may make things worse in Yes. Oh, they are just, and of course the cane toad was introduced, to eradicate something else, and then look what's happened. You know what I reckon? Crossbow. Yeah, there you go. I know the one. Yes, Nanette. Thank you for that. Steve. So maybe we need to move all the snakes into Queensland and get them to eat the all the cane toads. The bow is over 2 meter long bow. Wow. Yes. All right. Okay. All right. Let me see now. I might just call this a stream, I think. As you can see, I've hardly done much here. Chrissy, Neo says, Chrissy, the bow is more than 2 meters long and asymmetrically. you wear a special cloth and have to move in a traditional way. Oh, that's fascinating. Oh, that's so interesting. Wow. Yeah. Kathy says, yeah, we had cane toads a long time now, and many animals are adapting to cope. Yeah, they also learn not to be eaten then. Yeah. Okay, Chrissy, I stopped it when I got pregnant. Well, okay. That's one reason. Yes. You've got a lot done this time. Yes. Talking a lot. Yes, but hopefully you can see. Well, at least I've put the reference up there so you could actually see the shape, because sometimes when I do that you can't really tell what I'm doing, and I figured if I show you a reference of a portion of it, you can see what's happening. But yeah, so I just wanted to say, thank you so much. Be live streaming again around this time. Hopefully the daylight saving, when daylight saving finishes here, it'll be more steady for, say, the next 6 months or so. But again, all thank you so much. You've all been wonderful, and thank you for keeping me company, and I'll see you next week. And hopefully I'm going to be doing this other portrait using soft pastels. So trying to change it up. So, but I'll talk to you all again next week, and bye for now, everyone.